Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Welcome you all again in the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School Taif, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Dear students, as you know that this is Pakistan International School Taif, virtual class for class second year students, subject computer science. And today is our 11th lecture. Teacher name Imran Ahmad. Feedback of our previous lectures, we have started the question list different steps or phases of system development life cycle. Over there, we have studied defining the problem, planning, feasibility, analysis, requirement engineering, design, coding, testing, deployment, maintenance. Again, I say, remember this diagram always. These are the steps, these are the phases when you are going to develop any software project. So you must follow these phases in order to fulfill excuse me, in order to fulfill the requirements of an organization. The first phase, defining the output of defining phase, is the input to the planning phase. Similarly, the output of planning phase is the input to the feasibility, up to so on. After this, we have already studied what do you mean by defining phase. In defining phase, we have defined the definition, example, planning phase. In the planning phase, first the definition of planning phase, then example. Next was feasibility study and definition of feasibility. Over there, types of feasibility. We have discussed the 5 types of feasibility: technical, economic, operational, legal feasibility, and schedule or schedule feasibility. With the example, what is the purpose of analysis phase? Last topic which we have discussed, the analysis phase. Analysis phase definition, example. After this, what is the purpose of requirement engineering? We have discussed the requirement engineering, different types of requirement engineering over there. Already we have discussed in very detail what is the purpose. Last topic when we have stopped our lecture, so it was what is the purpose of design phase. Explain its different structures. Already we have performed, or already we have done the definition of design phase, structure of design phase. Over there, we have discussed the algorithm with the help of example. In the previous lecture or yesterday lecture, we explained this example. So this example belongs to algorithm. Simply the definition of algorithm, step-by-step process in order to solve a particular problem is known as algorithm, or an algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a problem. So in the example, we have discussed that on which criteria a student is pass or fail. We write the algorithm also. Algorithm you also study in the 10th class in very detail. So over here, just one example. Next topic is flowchart. As I told you, the definition of algorithm is step-by-step process in order to solve a particular problem is known as algorithm. And pictorial representation of algorithm is known as flowchart. When we write the steps, it is known as algorithm, and when we draw a diagram on the algorithm, then this is called flow chart. Definition of flowchart is a type of diagram that represent an algorithm or a process. It shows the steps of algorithm. So on the basis of algorithm, we can make flowchart very easily. With the help of different symbols in flowchart, we will use the different symbols to solve an algorithm or solve a problem. These symbols are linked together with arrows. I will show you how these symbols are linked together with the arrows to show the flow of process. So this arrow is called flow of process. This graphical representation of algorithm gives a step-by-step solution to given problem. Step-by-step solution to the given problem. Any problem which you have performed with the step-by-step is known as algorithm, and on the basis of that step you make the diagram, then this diagram is known as flowchart. The flowcharts used to analyze, design, document, and manage a process or program. Flowchart is a design according to the defined rules. Watch over here, there is table is present, flowchart symbol. Which symbol we will use when we have to draw a flowchart on algorithm? So in algorithm, first step was start and last step was stop. So watch over here, same in the flowchart process, whenever you are going to draw a flowchart, you must start with this symbol. It is called terminal symbol. You can call it terminal symbol. It is used to represent start and end in the flowchart. So whenever you make a flowchart, so you start with this symbol and end with this symbol. Start and end at this symbol. Similarly, in the algorithm, start is the first step and end is the last step. So in flowchart, this symbol is the first diagram, first portion, and also as well as end. Whenever we have to end the algorithm in the flowchart, then we will use this symbol. Next, parallelogram. This is it is called parallelogram symbol. What is the purpose of this symbol or this parallelogram? This is used for input and output operations. Let's say in the above example, we input marks. Value of marks we input. For example, 66, we are assigning the value, we are inputting the value 66 to the mark. So whenever I use the input statement or input step, we will use parallelogram symbol. Similarly, not only for input, the same diagram or same symbol parallelogram is used for output as well. So it is called the parallelogram symbol. It is used to represent input and output operations. The purpose of this symbol is input and output operation in a flowchart. Next is rectangle, and this symbol is used for processing. Rectangle symbol is used for processing. Processing means whenever any process is there, let's say k is equal to x plus y, or k is equal to z minus 3, or j is equal to x multiplied by y. So this kind of instruction or steps we will solve, or we will have to represent with the help of rectangle symbol. It is called rectangle symbol. It is used to represent process in flowchart such as arithmetic operation. What are the arithmetic operations? Any operation in which we use plus, addition, minus, subtraction, asterisk, multiplication, slash, division. So these instructions are called the arithmetic operations. Next, this one is known as diamond symbol. And this purpose of this diamond symbol is for decision making. Let's say you're going on the road, there are two ways are coming. one on the right side and one on the left side. Before reaching the point, you will have to take the decision. Either you want to go on the right side or you want to go on the left side. So you will take the decision at the same spot. You will have to take the decision. If you select the right path, it means that you are leaving the left path. If you select the left path, it means that you are leaving the right path. So this symbol is used for the decision making. In statement if else, nested if else, any kind of decision making statement, we will use this diamond symbol. It is called diamond symbol. It is used to represent decision. Watch over here. It is used to represent decision step in the flow chart. So whenever we will have to draw a flow chart, we will use this symbol. Next one, arrow, right arrow, down arrow, whatever the arrow, but the symbol is arrow. It is called the flow line symbol. It means that whenever, let's say, start, then flow, then input, then flow, then processing, then flow, then decision. So we will use the arrow symbol for the flow of data. It is called the flow line symbol, used to connect one symbol to another other symbol in the flow chart. So one symbol connect with the other symbol. It means that when I have to start the flow chart, then what should we have to do? Then I will follow this connector, this symbol, arrow, and connect with the other symbol. Let's say after this, after start, we have to take the input. Then it will connect the this parallelogram with the star symbol. So this one is known as the arrow symbol. It is called the flow line symbol, used to connect one symbol to other symbol in the flow chart. Next one, circle. And this one is known as connector. Whenever we will join two statements or two steps together, then we will use connector symbol. It is called connector symbol. It is used to connect two or more flow lines in the flow chart. Two or more flow chart line in the flow chart. Example, same examples. Same example means the example which we have studied, in the algorithm, we will take the same example. You can say that on the basis of that algorithm, we are going to develop the flow chart on that algorithm. Example was, in student examination system, the following flow chart can be used to input the marks and decide if the student is pass or fail. Why I am focusing on this one? Because this is very, very important algorithm flow charts in case of programming, because our next chapters belongs to programming. So you must have concept about these things. So our example is, input the marks and decide if the student is pass or fail. And passing criteria in the algorithm we have applied, marks is greater than 40. Watch over there. First step in the algorithm was start. Step 1, where we have write the step 1 at the front of step 1, we have write start. After the start, this flow symbol. Then in the second step in the algorithm was input marks, and we assign the value, let's say 66 or 44, whatever. So with the input symbol, it means that parallelogram, we use the parallelogram for the input symbol. Then again the flow of data means marks is going to downward. So now there was a condition. Condition was this: if the marks are greater than or equal to 40, then what happened? Then the student was passed, otherwise student was failed. Watch over here. If I give the marks of student, let's say I give the marks to student is 60. Now check the condition. 60 is greater than or equal to 40. Condition is true or false? Obviously 60 is greater than 40. So marks having the value 60, So this one condition is true. Then when this condition is true, so yes, it means that true block will be executed. This block will be neglected. No block will be neglected. Then yes, print pause. So it shows that student is paused, and after pausing, it is come to the end. Watch over here, the flow line, big flow line is coming, and it is also proceeding towards the end. Now again, if I assign the marks to a student, let's say 16, check it. What happened with the 16? 16 is greater than or equal to 40. Obviously not. 16 is not greater than or equal to 40. The condition is false becomes now. When the condition is false, it means that this block will not execute. Now, in this case, this block will be executed. And the result will be show display in the parallelogram. What result? Print fail. So when the 16 was there, it will print the fail. When I assign the value 66, at that case, it was pass. So both either pass, either fail. Both are going to the end. So watch over here. Last step in the algorithm was start and last step in the algorithm was also stop. And so over here in the flowchart, the last symbol we have to use, or last step we have to use, is end. And start and end having the same symbol. So this is the flowchart for, so collecting the information in the requirement engineering, then design phase. In the design phase, we have developed the flowcharts. In the design phase, first we have developed the algorithm. On the basis of those algorithm, we have developed the flowcharts. So still SDLC is going on. Next, what is the use of construction? Construction means coding phase, actual phase when the programmers are needed, coding phase of SDLC. Coding means, if you simply, the purpose of coding, one is typing, other thing is coding. Typing means whenever you open the MS Word and you are going to write something, let's say application, let's say letter, on the editor of Word, Excel, Notepad, whenever you write something, it means that you are typing something. It means that you are typing the application or letter. But whenever you open the IDE of any programming language, IDE means Integrated Development Environment. We will discuss in the further chapters this one in very detail. Over here, IDE means Integrated Development Environment. Whenever you open any programming language and write something over there, then this will not be called texting. This will be called coding. So the construction or coding phase is used to execute the plan. Now all the things are ready. It means that you collect the information, you make the analysis phase, you design the flow charts, you design the algorithm as well. All the things are okay. Now you will have to take the computer or laptop and install some kind of programming languages, and you're going to develop that program or that software you're making to develop that software. Now, whenever you will write something on the any language, either it is C, you already have the concept of C language in the class 10. Over here, you will study the C++, the same side, only one chapter is changed, rest of the same like as C. The construction or coding phase is used to execute the plan to be that is prepared in design phase. The design phase which you have prepared algorithm flowcharts. Now the next process is design phase. The next process is coding phase. The developer write the code. Developer means programmer. Write the code for data flow process. It means that the algorithms which we have made or the flowchart which we have made, now developer programmer will take that algorithm and flowchart and he will start the programming over there. They also design the actual user interface screen. They also design the actual user interface screen. Actual user interface screen, when your project will be complete, when your program will be complete, it means that whenever you will install your program in the user in organization, any organization, what they will see, because they will not see your code, they will see the layout, they will see the front page. When like whenever you open the Facebook, they will give the interface. Facebook is written like this, thing is written, so they are called the interface. So programmer will make the interface for the user or in the programming skills with the help of programming. The code is written in programming languages. Watch over here, the code. They didn't say the text is written in the programming. They say the code is written in programming languages. The coding task can be divided into smaller units. Coding task into smaller units, we called it modules or procedures or functions. We will discuss these things in our C++ language. Coding is also called computer programming. Now watch over here, coding is called computer programming. This gives us the example. I will not explain this example over here because our C++ next chapters, chapter number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, totally belongs to this chapter. So don't be worried, what is this written? I will explain simply over from here. See, in marks, it means that same thing, same algorithm, same flow chart, which I give you the example. Now they are taking the programming skills and using the programming language and making the program. Input, it means CN means input marks. Like in algorithm, we write input marks. Over here in the programming, we will write CN marks. So don't worry about these things. What is this written? So you assume that it is written input marks. In the algorithm, there was written if marks is greater than or equal to 40, then what happened over there? Then pass or display or print, there was written pause, else there was written on some same line, there was written fail. Over there, marks is greater than, if marks is greater than 40, if you assign the marks, let's say 66, you have assigned. So C out means display, C out means output, C out, output. I will explain C out, if C, each and every word in the programming when we start the programming. So in this case, when the condition becomes true, it means that this statement will be executed. Otherwise, else means otherwise. If this condition becomes false, let's say student marks is 16, then condition is false, then this statement will not be executed. Then control comes to the next statement after else, then it will be written fail. So what is get ch, get character, leave this thing. So you will focus on this, the marks, this condition, output, else, and this one. So I hope you understand this one, and don't be worried what is going on over here. This is program in C++. Already you have same thing, already you have study in the class 10, but the few students who didn't study in the class 10, they must be worried what is going on. So inshallah, when we'll start the language, we will discuss one by one all of these things again. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll start the next topic, which is where the exactly testing, next phases of software development life cycle. Till take care of yourself. Pray for me, pray for all Muslim. Allah Hafiz.